Hello everybody, my name is Chandler Page and today I'll be looking at LEGO sets 7675 ATTE Walker. This set was released in 2008. It retailed back then for about 90 euros-ish dollars. And if you were to get it now, I've seen it for like 180 without figures, and with figures a whole lot more. 250 was what Brickset said, but I've seen it for more. It's mostly because of that figure, that one, but I'll get into it. That's not what was intended, but I'll get into that later. And first off, let me show you the figures. So let's start with Ahsoka. This is the Ahsoka of the first couple of seasons. By the way, she should have a regular gray lightsaber hilt, but this is just the way I display it. Forgot to change it, my bad. And this is from the first couple of seasons, where she's simply a Padawan, nothing else. And it's really cool to have this variant of her. For the Lego piece, it's a hard plastic compared to the newer one, which is soft. But for detailing, it does look really good. And face print, although the eyes are kind of stylized, it's still a fairly good figure. No back printing or back head printing, and this is the time where they used the neon color for the lightsabers. Then for Anakin, it's the Anakin most of you will recognize. It's simply the one they used for the first couple of seasons. Simple torso printing, no leg printing, simple black, regular lightsaber in the regular blue color. And what's up with my focusing? And for his head print, you have the simple scar around his head and the Anakin head hair. So simple figure, but gets the job done. So here we have Captain Rex, and he's pretty interesting. It's the phase 1 version of him. His torso printing is the same as the regular clone, he just has blue arms, and his helmet print is unique. And his head, by the way. For the helmet, it's a really cool one with the detailing. Simple after visor, nothing interesting in that regard. For his head, it's a specific one which looks really cool. Taking it back on, you of course have the old Kama piece and pauldron, and these two grey blasters, which I've never seen before, but they look really cool. Back printing, nothing interesting. Also, no back head, second face or whatever, but he looks really cool. Glad to have him, and he's worth quite a lot apparently. Then for the regular clone, nothing interesting, simple blaster. It's a good clone, to be honest, but as said, nothing really that interesting. Simple face, simple mask, and yeah, that's it about the clone. Then this set also comes with Rada, and Rada is especially from the first Clone Wars movie, and it's a good figure to have. Nothing that interesting. It's the son of Jabba the Hutt. You can kind of move these arms, they're fairly tight, so nothing that isn't that bad of a deal. He also has like a hollow stud underneath him, and his eyes minus a bit offset, and yeah, that's it for Rada. It's a nice one to have. It's not that great, to be honest. If I get Jabba's Palace, I will probably put him in there because that's the only place I can think of putting him, but it's a cool one. And last off, it's a battle droid with two bent arms. That's because he has his little stab. it's nothing interesting for the battle droid. It's just kind of shame that it's the only one in the set. Like, you have such a big set with simply one antagonist. So let's take him off and show him on the stab. So here we have the stab, and it uses the color scheme of blue and dark blue, bit of black, bit of gray, nothing too much. It also has this display stand, which I'm happy with. Without the display stand, it would have been way worse to get it. It does look a bit oversized in my opinion, but that's what you get. It still looks nice, and having it on display is pretty great. You also have a little bit of print in the middle, and you can angle these. I don't know why I have them down, but it looks better in my opinion. And nothing interesting, it's simply weird that this is the only antagonist you get for such a big ship. About the ship or vehicle, let's get into that next. So now for the ATT itself. And it's a pretty big one. It's bigger than the 2022 one. And let me just start at the exterior, and let's start at the front. Oh, it appears that I have a clone trooper in here. Well, serves my purpose. You can fit a clone trooper right here in the cockpit. You can slide it out and put it back in, and then you see there's a bit of a clone trooper in there. It's pretty cool. You have the grill, of course. You have the blasters, although, well, they look a bit less. It's a bit more wiggly, but I'll get into that later. You have the big turret on top. Can move up and down, and there's a place where you can get a little clone trooper in there. I personally would like to put a gunner here, but that's not provided with the set. That one is also not provided with the set, simply this one. Can move all the way around and move up and down a bit, so it's a pretty cool one. In the middle here we have a bit of a carrying handle on which you can pull it on off the ground. It's pretty sturdy. It doesn't fall down, and apparently you can use it with the dropship, not included in the set, sadly. Let's move to the back. Also have these turrets, and this thing can flop around, but it's supposed to stay like this. So now let's get into the legs. You have the middle leg, which can freely move about. You can stop it at any time you would want. And in here it's moved off of the ground. It has a free spinning joint right here, but let's place it down. You have a great printed dish. I bought mine from a classmate, and sadly he didn't have another one of these, so I simply have one of them. The other side is currently empty. Not that big of a deal, but still, I will just display it from this side. For the front feet and the back feet, they have like a little bit of a spring action in there. They have like a rubber band which moves it back into its original place. So pretty cool feature, which means you can actually stand it up like this if you want to move it over rough terrain or something. The bad part, the middle leg will float around at that point. And for the other side, it's the same, exact same as the other side. In my case, missing this dish, but that's simply, well, that's not too bad, to be honest. I'll just turn it around because this side looks better in my case. Now for the interior, because the set has a bit of an interior. You've seen the cockpit, so now let's go to the front area. You can move both of them, by the way, but together doesn't work, so one at a time. And there's a little bit of a seating area in the middle. You can take it off. No, not a complete seating area, that's of the other set, but you have a little bit of a cabin which you can place back in, and the seats themselves, they are fixed. But for a bit more, or for a bit better access, you can turn around these flaps. They don't open a lot, but it gives you a bit more room, so it's a great solution in my opinion. Same as the newer one. Move it all down and go to the back, where you have the same kind of way, and this one, yes, this one can be moved out the way and put 4 troopers, comfortably 4 troopers on there, and you can put it on back, and you have the room for the weapons on these little clips. So the interior hosts 6 figures, then 1 who is driving the thing and 1 who is piloting the gun, which comes down to 8, which is 1 less than the 2022 one. I don't know, I don't have any of the others, so I don't know anything about it. One thing I forgot to mention was that there's a bit of a gun in here. I currently don't have it loaded, have I? No, I'll get a spring-loaded shooter for that. So I'm back. If you press down on or up, I would say press down. If you press down on this button, you will reveal the spring-loaded shooter, and if I'm not mistaken, it should shoot it off, where it will push that thing to the back, and it should shoot off the cannon. It seems that I attached it a bit loosely. What's supposed to happen is it should shoot it all, and you will lose the missile. So let's try again. Maybe it's simply bad luck. So you have it attached. Move it to the back. Yeah, I must have attached something different, because it should simply shoot it off. I will look into that. That's not the biggest deal. Where I'm glad it's hidden about and you don't see it. Like, it's not a feature which is in your face, like Lego likes to do. Where's that thing? It's not. I'm destroying the set. That's not what I meant to do. So with the set back together, these pieces fell off. You saw it. Is this a great set? Well, I believe for the 80 Ti, if you want simply a good 80 Ti, you should buy the newer one, because you pay about the same price for a used version of simply the 80 Ti, no figures, for the same price that you'll get the new one, new in box. And in that case, the new one is a better deal. But if you have the opportunity to get this set for a relatively cheap price, which I got, I paid 150 euros for to a classmate, and I got a lot of other sets for that price. So great deal, and also the figures are in pretty well, if not excellent condition. So that's a big plus. Stickers were applied pretty good, so I'm happy on it. Simply that dish missing. That's like a $2 piece, if I'm not mistaken. But for that price, it's a great set to have. And it's one of the ways to get Captain Rex, which is fairly hard to get otherwise. So in that case, it's a real good set. Again, is it the best 80 Ti? No. Does it have the best minifigures? No. It has 2 clones, and it's a clone set. But still, next to that, it's a really great set. And I'm glad to have it next to my other one. Note, it's bigger than the 2022 one. So you will see some size difference. If you want to army build them, I would say go for the same one because that looks better. But yeah, that's something you'll probably have to decide for yourself. But that's it for this video. If you liked it, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.